Hi, this is Daryl Johnson, Ride the Wind in the Ozarks, and it's May 2nd, 2019, and I wanted to just go through some things that I found out yesterday that I've had in my mind, and it's really weird. I don't like to use the word synchronicity, because everybody does. I like to use the word connectivity. Everything I'm thinking in my mind, right? Like if I thought of dragon, I thought of Dracula and the dragon, it just kind of popped into my mind. And I Google it, and Blood the Impaler pops up along with the dragon lineage, which I don't know if I'm going to have time to get into that. I might have to do another video, but it's where the darkness began. It's where all evil stems from, is this Merovingian dragon that ascends into the Illuminati. I traced it last night all the way to the Kabbalah. And that is some scary stuff, the way that they've twisted it. What's the name of the book? They're using the Zohar. I don't know if I got time to do that, but they are the creators of the fish. That's where the fish comes from. The fish is the beast. That's where all these secret societies stem from. I told you they came from the Templars. Now I'm chasing them back to the Crusades, which was basically a slaughtering job on their view of Christianity, and the people who didn't have their view of Christianity, you're out of there, dead, okay? And then again, Blood the Impaler was involved in these battles. And Blood the Impaler, what he did is stick people up on spears. That's real deal stuff. And he is a real man. And he has a son also, and he has a father. There's Dracul the second, there's Dracul Blood the first. I mean, it gets intense. But Kabbalah is really, I think, after the Merovingian lineage, is really what it transcended into. Then it transcended into the Templars. Then it transcended into the Templars going to fight with Robert the Bruce, which I've already given you citations on, parasite.com, Dragon Lineage. And it will explain all of this, you know, and then it transcends into Anunnaki, which I didn't get into because I just, you know, I really want to leave the subject alone, but it keeps haunting me, you know, because I really wanted to find what screwed us up. What made people think the way they are? And it's all a deep, deep lie that was woven into what you define as your King James Bible. And it's scary. It's scary what's woven in there. You know, Egyptian gods, Masonic beliefs. The dragon lineage is actually a definition of what they believe. Again, that beast that comes out of the water, he is not good. He is not good. And then it transcends into Godzilla. I was like, holy cow. Now they're talking about Godzilla. What was I talking about a couple of weeks ago? Godzilla. As being a dragon king who is fighting things and lights up Scarlet and is fighting these beasts that come out of the earth, titans, gods. And that's what they're setting up for, is a battle of the gods. He's going to battle. There's going to be a battle of the gods that's coming up. And he's coming here to battle them. Plus he's coming to sift the wheat, you know, like he said. Now I'm seeing bursts of pink and white around the world. I got a whole cloud banks in Africa flashing pink. You know, same with the Ukraine. The sky's flashing pink, 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 pink. Sometimes to the point, and I think this involves the etheric light beams that are shooting out also, where it actually distorts cameras. It bends waves, which somehow is associated with 576. And that's what I'm going to get into. I'm going to start with that. First, I'm going to start with Apophis. Okay? Apophis is what they ran this supposedly simulated test of an asteroid impact. What did I just talk about? And this article just came out. What did I just talk about yesterday? Apophis. An ice song. When's that name going to come up? You know, when are they going to bring that name out? Inky, Banu. Okay? These are all in the sky. And other things I can't define. The planets look like apparitions. Okay? I've got Rasta Dana, Russia, where I've got a big red orb and an egg next to it. Okay? Now that egg is the creation, symbolizes the creation of light. That's what it really symbolizes. But I want to also say there is an asteroid out there shaped like an egg. What, Daryl? Yeah. There's an asteroid out there shaped like an egg. Okay, so I catch this thing in the day, and the sun has this round circle beneath it that is also something that's coming, and I don't know, I think WSO, they're talking about Jupiter. And I thought immediately when they talked about that, the only way that we can see Jupiter is if the Earth has moved from its ecliptic, and we've traveled to another part of the solar system. So that makes sense. But at the same time, next to the sun is these two asteroids. Now, is this Jupiter image, is it real, or is it hiding these two asteroids that are just to the right of the sun? Because when I catch that sun setting in Russia, or Rasta Dana, or I catch it in Anchorage, I don't see a large orb around it. I see it clearly unless they've got it clouded up. So I'm just leery about the game that they're playing, about the game that YouTube has played on everybody's head to get them to perpetrate their beliefs. Not really what we believe. The community has just been kind of sucked into it. Okay, but it is, I think. The whole Nibiru deal is a story that's propagated to what would you call it? To perpetrate a deception. So again, we're looking this way instead of we're looking over there, which I'm looking over there. End of story, I'm looking over there. These planets are apparitions. They're weird. Something's weird about them. And with 576 resonance, what CERN can do, they can pop them up. They could have brought Jupiter through a porthole. Maybe we didn't move. I mean, there's 100 different theses that could go on that, but I'll let WSO handle that part. I'm kind of out. But anyway, let's talk about Apophis and the asteroid alert supposed to drill that NASA and FEMA are running this week. Guess what they did the model after? And I just talked about it yesterday, and the article came out today. Apophis. Now, you can find that at gizmo.com. Gizmodo, GIZMODO.com. Okay? It was Apophis that they were using in the simulation. Now, isn't that kind of weird? So, I guess the deception goes on. So we don't really know. So the only way to know is to look at the skies. And again, everything else I see is like an apparition figure. They don't look right. Are we seeing them through another dimension? Are we seeing them in another district? I don't know, but they don't look weird because they never had a solid image. I've seen solid images, but I've been all over the world and I can't get solid images. Mine are apparitions. So, maybe it's just the cams and I'm missing it. But I know that the planets look like apparitions, but the comets are clearly coming through. Okay, so I don't know how to really, I'm not going to give an opinion on that. So anyway, it's gizmodo.com, and to my disbelief, seeing the article this morning, that's what they used to get, that's the model that they used to do this asteroid test. So where the hell is Apophis? They predicted, I've seen 3 different predictions. That's going to hit this December. We're going to get hit. Okay. And they said 2028, 2029. I've seen 2026. So it's all misinformation and it keeps coming through my science feed. So, one scientific company or one scientific citation will state one thing, and then another scientific citation states another thing that conflicts with the first. So, I try and dig out what is the real meat, and it's hard. I want to talk about Gotham Shield, okay, and how they gather data, which is the same with these Black Hawk tests. When they're running around, They're actually scanning us with the 576 resonance and scanning, like they did in Jade Helm, scanning our brains, which they have the ability to do with 576, to see how we react to a fleet of Black Hawks flying over us. Jade Helm, which really changed me. I mean, I was stressed over there in Fort Worth watching those guys go nuts. You know, it was just jet after jet, and they were flying over, and you couldn't even see them through this illusion of the sky, the illusion of the sky. And I would watch them drive, like I said before, right to the blue and disappear. Now, what I want to do is talk about Gotham Shield. Gotham Shield, in case you guys didn't know about it, was a nuclear test. Again, they put it out there, and they want to see how people react. Gather data, feed it into a quantum computer, let an AI figure out, but nobody really cares. Nobody really cares. That's the state of our society. And they're gathering that data, and I bet they're happy as hell. Well, they're dumb as hell. They aren't responding to this. They didn't respond to the White House announcing an asteroid 3 weeks ago that was going to hit the UN ex-defense Secretary Cohen. You know, I thought the grocery stores would be mobbed or anything like that. And that's when I found these asteroids in Anchorage. And I think I talked about that. I watched it all day, and I was like, man, if that hits, I got about 5 seconds. We all got So it was weird. It was weird. And that day also, a meteor blew up over the Bering Sea with like 500 times the power of a Hiroshima bomb. Look that up, because I'm not going to citate it. But Gotham Shield was a nuclear test. And I want to make you clear on nuclear tests. Every time they do a test in the past, the history, all right, is they're about to launch. Okay? Now, you don't put a blank on unless you're going to blank. Do you understand what I'm saying? You do not put a blank on unless you're going to blank. I hope you understand my symbolism, because I don't want to say something weird. Okay? So again, they got this Gotham Shield. They tested it. Never in history have they tested it without using it, without launching in some way, shape, or form. Hiroshima, etc., Nagasaki. So this is getting weird. And I'll tell you, it's a full stage show. Okay? And I'll explain to you why. These guys are all together, no doubt. Okay? So they're going to do a full stage show, I think, at some point in time, of launching nukes. You know, and it's in all the prophecies. Something's going to happen there, you know, and it is their game. The world is their stage, and they are all united. So that's going to take me into the next part. Okay? China's sun, tokamak. Okay? China, they call it ANHEI. It's a tokamak fusion reactor. Have you seen this thing? Unbelievable. They're making a sun. It's going to be a sun that is more powerful than, they're playing with energy that they shouldn't be playing with. If you take the tokamak and the symbolism that it creates, the way it creates fusion, that again ties right into a tetrahedron, the face of God. Fusion is a God, make no mistake, and it has power to create and destroy, like all gods. And that's what these guys also worship, besides dragon, that goes back to Dracul, okay? It's so scary. Now, what I want to talk about is, let alone the actual fusion image that a tokamak produces, that ties right into a tetrahedron and a tetragrammaton, which is the face of God. So I keep running into fusion and the face of God, what's supposed to be the face of God. Now, the main thing is China's tokamak and all these fusion reactors put out a 576 resonance. Now, I want to explain what that is, because I'm a guitarist, okay? I used to tune my guitar with a tuning fork back in the old day, before they made tuners and digital shit and like that, right? I was old school. So I would take a tuning fork, 440, because I didn't know that they had weaponized it at that point. But I hit it on my knee, and I'd hold it against the pickup on my guitar, and that's how I tune my A. 440. That's 440 revolutions per second. That's what that means. Okay? 432, same thing. 432 revolutions per second. That creates the actual, the signal, okay? The sound signal of these notes. And the variations on 576, which is a actual D note, within that 576, they could drop down to a D flat. they could drop down to a D sharp. Okay, so there's millions of points of resonance between that, and those are the points that CERN's playing with to open up a door. Okay, so a little lesson on frequency, and I am a master of frequency. Again, not now. For the past, it's been 2-3 years. I tuned to 576. What it did to my mind, I don't know, but it did open it up, because I would meditate holding my guitar and just hitting 576. On my E, I down, it's called drop tuning down. You take your D and you drop it down to an E, okay? Which is the 576 revolutions per second to create 576 hertz, okay? D static. Okay, so all these fusion reactors produce this. And again, they transfer this extra plasma to CERN. That is per Anthony Patch, physicist, MIT scholar, real cool guy, knows his stuff, okay? But I'm going to give you, well, I need to go further. Now, I'm reading about this sun, tokamak, and I brought this up, and I sent emails to people last year, and I knew that 576 was coming. I knew it had the 144 resonance as a base, which translates into these other resonances. You just take 3 times 144, you got 432. Take 4 times 144, you got 576. So it's weird. And so we're all tied to this. This is the 144, you guys. What we're based on, what our frequency is based on, what we were picked for, our frequency, what we hold, okay, what we can see, okay, what we can see, okay? Some people can't see these etheric beings, okay? And if you do see them, that's a sign from God, okay? So I'm going to leave that one there, but so that's talking about this tokamak sun, right? And I guess I'll cover the dragon stuff later, where it ties into the Illuminati, and I've got it traced all the way back to the Kabbalah. So that is the source of evil. That is what changed the Bible. That is how our society was derived and based their beliefs on. Something that was changed and twisted by the Zohar. Okay? The demonic power of the other side, ISIS terrorists, okay, are based on this Zohar. Now, if you know anything and the real game that's going on, ISIS is actually a product of America. We created ISIS. And you know who ISIS is? That's our Statue of Liberty. We got it right on our front lawn. Cool, huh? Come on in. We got ISIS there. And we got a good book you can read. It'll really teach you love and togetherness. No, it's done exactly the opposite. It's separated us. It's divided us. It's killed millions of people. This 40,000 schisms of Christianity that none have nailed it, because the Zohar is woven within the Bible by King James, the Mason, by the Egyptians, by the Anunnaki. They're all involved in this lineage. They all go back and have some type of part at propagating this lie, this sea monster that derives power from eating fish and anything it can derive power from. And ultimately it derives power and authority from the dragon. That's totally switched. And I'm going to leave that at that, because I want to cite you on the China Sun and Tokamak, and it's called Gineering, Gengineering.com. Okay, you'll read about, and then they go into ITER. Okay, so now I'm back a year ago, where I was sending millions of emails, not millions, but hundreds of emails to different channels. Look at ITER, something's wrong. Okay, this is too much power. These things are too much power. We don't need it. How's Denver Airport working on pulling energy out of the air, okay, and using that as their electric system, but we need all these nuclear reactors? Why do we need these when we can actually pull electricity out of the air? There's hundreds of patents how we can do this, okay, that have been scuffed, thrown in the garbage, because nobody wants us to have that free. No, that's never going to happen. So they build these fusion reactors as gods, and they transfer that power to CERN. When they talk about ITER, if you look up ITER and you look at the power that this thing's going to have. It's probably going to have more power than China's sun, or an equal amount of power. If one thing goes wrong in these colliders, these fusion reactors, tokamak, boom, we're gone. They're playing with too much power, but they're going to use that power to create this battle of the gods. Okay? So understand that. And these things will have so much power, and I think that's ultimately the power that they'll need to open the gate. That again is Anthony Thatch, MIT physicist, scholar. Okay? I won't get into strangelets because they're too hard to explain, but here ITER pops up. When I saw ITER, I got sick feeling. And you know where ITER's being built? Anyone? Anyone study ITER? It's a man-made stun, and it's a multinational project. All countries are involved. China, US, Russia, North Korea. They're all in on it. Now, how could they fight if they're all in building this multinational fucking man-made star? So don't think that these guys are not doing a full stage show. They will do it if it will cause the distraction that they need. And they might be doing it anyway, because I just told you about Gotham Shield. But it's all together data. All this stuff they're feeding us, they are reading our minds, and they're going to read our responses when a cyclic catastrophe hits this earth. And nobody is awake to this. The power that they're holding, the power that creates that flat screen sky out there, that is the 576 resonance, and anything between a D sharp and a D flat, those frequencies they can play with. So it can be 525. You understand? It's hard for me to explain what each of these frequencies can do, but I do know the revolutions and how D works, and it opens doors. There's no doubt. Okay, it opens doors, and that's what they're doing. We got crap flying in and out of the sun, little guys with intent, and I'm not going to go into the other 8. Maybe I'll repeat that another time, but I'm not doing it today. Plus, I'm running out of time. Okay, so let's leave it with that. Okay, Gotham Shield. Is anybody aware of what that was? That was, again, a nuclear test, and they've never put on a blank without doing blank. Put a helmet on that soldier. You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, so be aware that everything that we're seeing is a lie. And all these Black Hawks, all these tests are gathering data to feed into an AI computer, quantum B, D-Wave. 576 has all the ability. 576 is looking at me right now. Can produce an image of me talking to you right now on this, just like in Batman and the Joker when he hooked up all the phones. Yeah, same shit. You know, holographic, dimensional projection that they can see. They can see me move my hands right now. They can see what the pattern is on my face and read what I'm doing. Sadie? It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. So let's leave it with that. I wanted to just get Apophis out there. And I just talked about it yesterday, and I'm like, holy God, that's what they were testing? That's what they were using as a model? Why? Was it really a test? No. Things are coming in. Planets, I'm not worried about. The planets will take care of themselves. Okay? I'm worried about Inky. I'm worried about Banu. I'm worried about Apophis now. I'm worried about Rigula, which I need to search into. These are the things that keep me awake. These are the things that make me nervous. The power that they hold is beyond man's capability. And if we look back to Mount Kalish and Mecca, it didn't work out. It did not work out. They're playing with a god. When it turns around after creating the destruction that nuclear fusion can cause, if any of these things go wrong, if a bolt's not tightened the right way or whatever, God forbid when they light that thing up. So I want ITER is ITER, which they lied and they said that stands for their multinational project. Put ITER into Google Translate, it will say to process uranium-1. Okay, so then I want to go through my translations. I'm going to do another video on that. You guys get a trip because things just pop out of my mind. And again, the connectivities that I'm experiencing are scaring me. I lay in bed and think of something, and I come up with a hypothesis. And all I got to do is Google it, and it's there. My citations are right there where I would have had to chase them before, when I was dealing with my professors in college. These citations are right there. If you use your mind and think of them, open them up to the collective. I talked to you about that yesterday, and I don't got time to do it again today. But meditate and raise to the collective. Meditate and rise to the different levels of heaven. Meditate and ask for the ability to rise above any entity's deception. Open your third eye, protect yourself in the light and armor of that which imprinted love, compassion, and put the tear in our hearts for certain people. This is getting deep. It just is, and I'm on this road and it's like, wow. Because I don't want to concentrate on plants anymore. I'm like, I see them, but they just look like illusion to me. So I'm off that, I'm leaving that alone. But I still see them every day. I just don't really make videos of them anymore because I got them all. But I want to say thank you guys for the few comments that got through. Thank you. I got some emails yesterday that were telling me they couldn't comment, and I sent out some videos. I hope you guys got them. A lot of stuff is just sitting in my sent. And it says unsent. And I don't want to go back through those. It's so much work to go back through those and find the attachment, what I was talking about, look for the picture number, and then match it up with the video. Sorry, I can't do that. So if that happened to you, just request me again, and usually the second time the attachment will go through. But Google is dropping my attachments. They're cutting them off. They're keeping them in my unsent box. It's really weird. And it reminds you of 4 years ago when I was like Steven Spalding out there with my camera doing videos, which really got too intense. I give him a kudos for still doing it, man. It's just like too much watching that sky. It's enough for me watching the cams. I don't need to watch no sunset, So again, the strength that he shows, and he's still doing it well. But anyway, though I made videos, I had a lot of pictures. Well, I got the Google updates, and I'd be missing whole files after a Google update in my laptop of whole piles of pictures. So, it's hard for me to, sometimes I can pull up DuckDuck, but usually I can't. Got to go with Google. So anyway, keep trying. I love you guys, and I'm here for you. And I understand how you're feeling, and that you're trying to muddle your way through the murk and the mire and the mud. But we have to do it because it's what we were commanded to do, is seek the truth. And I think I found the base of evil. I know I found the base of evil, and I'll make another video on that and talk to you about that. But I want to tell you guys to always ride the wind. I want to tell you that here also, I got this big shaft cloud dripping over the mountains. It's raining up here, right? It's raining all over the world. The world's clouded over. So anyway, these big shaft, I think they're shaft fog, pretty sure, like it got Moscow one day. You couldn't even see Moscow. Got New York, couldn't see New York. This happens here. Can't see anything when this thing comes in. It's dripping over the mountains right now. So again, ride the wind, be aware of your surroundings, keep your eye on the sky, okay? And love each other, or try. Try and mend those past negative issues that you're holding. But I want to say I love you, and y'all have a great day. Hopefully I'll be back with you tomorrow. Again, thank you.